Hey Aquarius, your July tarot reading is ready. I'm Eleanor. Welcome to Pink Pearl Tarot. Your theme is surrender and your bonus message is journey, branch out to new worlds. So I have pulled 3 clarifiers to get more information on surrendering, what to surrender to. But I see with these two together, having to leave something behind in order to move towards something new. Now your first clarifier is suspend, which is the equivalent of the Hanged Man essentially. It is a card of surrender. So just overall, take time out or build in more timeouts into your schedule or routine. It's an energy of pausing and reflecting. Surrender action and activity just to be this month, at least once. And I feel like with this journey, this branching out should be very intentional and not random. So a pause for that intention setting could serve that journey well. But there's reflection on the past here too. It's almost like as I've been meditating on your cards, it just feels like a trance. There's like a whole trance-like state to this whole reading. So you're kind of standing at a crossroads of your past and your future, which we literally always are, but you're just aware of it in this moment and taking in the overall narrative of your life and carefully considering how you want the story to go from here. Your second clarifier is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So this feels like such a deeply nostalgic and sentimental month, even without the Six of Cups. It's very stare off into space and letting your life up until now just waft across your mind's eye like clouds, not judging, not clinging, but allowing and accepting and observing. And I do see reflection on your life story in general, the bigger picture, the net effect on the world. So you might be rethinking it or thinking about it for the first time and weighing the outcomes of your choices and what, if anything, you want to change moving forward. It's big life question time, and it feels soft and dreamy though somehow. Now your third clarifier is the World. Now this deck treats the meanings a little bit differently in case you're familiar with the traditional tarot, and I don't typically think of the World as a surrender card, but this deck creator definitely has it representing old ideas and facets of consciousness just falling away to make room for a new era of thought. And this whole thing feels like very death card energy where you're shedding a whole worldview or self-concept and pausing in weightlessness until a new one forms. So you could be surrendering a lot of aspects of your belief systems or surrendering the path that you have always been on, and you're like in the green space between pathways as you transition, metaphorically speaking. Now getting into your week to week, for the first week you have the Four of Wands. And so was it The Hobbit or was it Lord of the Rings? One of those starts off with a party, and then Tolkien kind of goes into a whole thing about starting a story with a party. And your story for July begins with some kind of celebration of life, a birthday, a wedding, graduation, a milestone of some kind, an anniversary. But once again, a theme of pause and inaction to savor and to revel. And this is exactly the kind of disruption, happy disruption to routine, that jogs people into this type of reflective headspace. Now, week 2, you have the Ten of Swords. So as you step back and you take everything in, you might decide that something has to come to an end before you can embark on this new journey, or just something cannot come with you where you're going. So there's a thought method that has to go, or a toxic pattern, and it has to just be surrendered completely. It could be painful or difficult, but it is for your freedom to pivot. Like my son gets this way at the end of every school year. Something about, even though it should be a time of woohoo, school's out for summer, there's just something about the finality and the unstoppable forward march of time and how singular every moment of our lives really is. And even letting something mundane fall into the wake of our ship can be bittersweet. So it's funny how even ending something toxic can be painful, not just ending good things. I'm really feeling this kind of tangential, meandering thought journey with you guys. It's really coming through. All right, so week 3, you have Temperance. So after an ending, integration. It's like what is ending was creating compartments or separation, like all those swords in you, keeping things at bay or apart. And here, once you pull those out, it's kind of like, the compartments where you got blue water on one side and yellow on the other, and you pull out the little divider and they come crashing in and you have green water. Everything crashes together and merges, making you whole. That World card up there, wholeness, completion. I feel like there was an ending of a separation here with that Ten of Swords for some of you. Now, week 4, you have the Three of Cups, and so you come into the month and you end it on high notes. There is more joy, celebration, and connection here. This is a week to enjoy your friendships and loves of all flavors. I'm hearing, I don't know if you ever saw the old Haley Mills movie, Parent Trap, but there's a song they sing, "Let's get together." That's what I hear right here. I think with all of this reflection and life examination, you might feel called to reconnect with certain people, the ones that you share deep history with, who understand you and accept you unlike anyone else. And that Four of Wands at the beginning, that's kind of more public, and this Three of Cups is more intimate gatherings, the in-group, your core group. And also big here, surrender to laughter. Use laughter to access that surrender state of flow. Now for career, you have the Seven of Pentacles with the Emperor. This Seven of Pentacles has stalked most of the career sections for July. You might be the 8th reading and it's come out 5 or 6 times. So there is some kind of data results like scores, sales, reviews, numbers coming in to inform where people go or what they do from here on. There is just some kind of result or information that people have been waiting on. So for the self-employed, there is information or results coming in that place you at the tippy top of control. There is sort of a consolidation of power in your hands. But watch out because it's almost monopolistic. And also with this power is a lot of responsibility to keep these results coming that got you here. So luckily you have total executive and creative control. Use it wisely and don't let it go to your head. With that Seven of Pentacles, that can indicate having to do some pruning and removal of dead weight. And with surrender and journey, you might see yourself having to cut and underperforming something or other. Now, for those of you employed in an organization, you might end up in a new leadership position because of some results that you were able to achieve for the company or for your department. And it comes with both more autonomy and more responsibility. So there's a surrendering of an old role and surrendering to the idea of the new one. In leadership, you definitely have to be able to get over yourself and get outside of yourself. So there is something there to surrender to, or that ego must surrender something. Now for love, you have the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Swords. So for couples, actually couples and singles, surrender worry because you are loved. Surrender what's in your heart to a partner or a potential love interest. People have anxiety, man, all over the place. So we should all be just telling each other we love each other more and not withholding that. More love or love more is the answer to your questions about relationships in July. So whether your current relationship is moving into a new phase or a new one is opening up in front of you, this says to branch out into new worlds in that journey card. Everyone under this energy is leveling up wherever they may be. So there is something so sweet being offered, which might look many different ways for each of you, but you have to surrender some kind of fear in order to partake. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Looks like a pretty awesome month, actually, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you.